Hello, hello. Sweet. Hey, what's going on? Just hanging out, kind of getting ready, waiting for people to come in. Hello, hello, welcome. Time to talk about Bun. We'll play a little music here too. Get the groove going. Playing around with some OBS stuff. People coming and going. Hi. We're gonna get started here in just a minute. All right, let's try this again. Do a little lo-fi. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, we're good. All right, so let's talk about Bun. So we can move this a little more. Bun is a new JavaScript runtime. I've been watching its progress for some time now, and this week they officially, or last week I should say, they officially released version 1.0. So that's big news for everybody. I'm excited to play around with this and see what happens. So my website, joshbrodesky.com, is an Astro site. And they have claimed, let's see, Bun has claimed that they can work with something like Astro. I believe it's listed in the blog post, probably talks about it some. Astro. So they're claiming that my site should be able to work. I have some instructions for how we can get it working with my deployment. So I use Netlify for my current deployment method. And so right now we're going to give it a try, and we're going to see what happens when we swap out PNPM for Bun and we replace all the basic commands. I have a couple unit tests, so maybe we can experiment with that as well, but we will see. But the claim here is faster speeds, which I love this idea. For those, if we wanted to look at it right now, my load times are fairly small. I think it's within like a minute. If we look at some previous deploys, it deploys in a minute 20, give or take, a minute 30. So like these are my deployment times right now. I don't have a massive site. I have probably a few dozen blog posts at the most. Nothing crazy. We're using Preact for some dynamic content. And so, I mean, if I get this from a minute 18 and they're claiming that I could get it down to something substantially smaller, this is a pretty crazy benchmark. So I'm not going to completely trust it, but we're going to see how much better it can do. So it'll mostly just be swapping out the actual thing that runs the dev server and the build step. And so it's going to look something like this. I think I might have Bun installed now. So we'll brew install Bun. That's all it takes from a development side. So we'll let that go. Oh, let's see. bun. What do they want me to do? Docs. Install. Mac OS. Okay, so you have to tap it. Let's do that. So you can actually now do this. You can do install bun. So you don't have to do it in 2 steps, which is interesting that they say that you have to do it. But now you can just do brew install, and then you can name the full tap and the name of the thing you want to download. So that means we've got bun. Pretty good. We can make that bigger. Yeah, so that's kind of step 1. The next piece of this is they do say like, hey, be careful, this is a first stable release. So things may not work exactly as you would think, some rough edges. So that's totally fair. Installing dependency, adding, okay, let's see if there is. All right, so they're saying, okay, you can just create the project. And I think I'll just run this for now. Let's go to here. Let's bunx. Blazing fast. All right, and this is Houston. If you haven't seen him before, he helps you get through stuff. Some sample files. Yes. Installing dependencies with bun. Cool. Yes. Strict. Sure. Good luck out there. Sweet. So that is the project. So let's my Astro. Open that up. And I guess I'll just commit it, feature add template. And we'll just kind of scan through the project, I guess. So the bun lock file is a binary. That's interesting. And then in the package itself, it's all just Astro. So that is sort of unchanged. It's using Astro 3, which we upgraded last time I streamed. Is it like I just give it, does it auto detect the bun lock file? That's my guess. So we can get rid of that. That's my guess. So let's see if that works. We just run bun install. So I'm gonna remove my node modules and my p and pm lock file. And then we'll run bun install. So it's meant to be an npm and pnpm drop-in replacement. So there's not meant for me to do anything in particular to make this work, but holy shit, look at that, 11 seconds for 1,600 packages. I'll take it. That's actually really, really good. Okay, so that's the first step. If I just no node package detected, I may want to update my D script. So I have a script called D, and if it sees a bun, what do we call this? Bun lock B, bun.lock B file. Then I will run the bun script. Oh, it says you have to add this. We might as well get through it. Actually, I want to see if this works first. So bun run. So it's just the same as before, yeah. So this is like bun script. Yep, that's it. So we will just bun dev. let's see if this works. Bun dev. So it runs Netlify and the Astro command. So a couple of things have to be happening here. Yeah, it's fine. Let's let this happen. And sure enough, you won't see it. Let me pull it up here. Seems to be working. Now it's not perfect. We're getting some 500s on the image. So that may mean that we do have to do this next step, which is adding this bun type that they're recommending. So we will add it. Man, that's crazy. It did all of it in less than a second. All right, I'm impressed. Compiler options on the TS config. Compiler options. Let's put quotes around that. And then these, to run a development server using bun as the runtime, you have to run the following. Okay, so it is slightly different. Bun Astro dev. So let's see if both of these things make it better. Bun Astro dev. File not found loading TS config. Nope. And this is the fun of doing it live, is finding out if this is going to work. Oh, let's make that go away. We'll find out if this will play nice. Try again. All right, so we need to generate our Prisma. I wonder if I can, what is it, bunx, Prisma, generate. Okay, man, it's fast. Look at that. It didn't even track how long it took because it was so fast. All right, let's try again. Still no images. Now what's interesting is if we try like on a different browser. Okay, we still don't get images. But I was calling just Google Chrome incognito. Okay, so there's clearly something's up with the compiler. Yo, what's going on? Welcome, George. George? Who is this? I know that name. We're playing with Bun. That's what's up. Bun and Astro. All right, so that didn't work. File not found loading TS config. So what is this about? I'm wondering if this is a problem. So in my TS config, we've got this guy, and I guess it's not currently able to resolve this. Yeah, so this, thanks for the good well wishes. Yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. I mean, this is, I'm gonna probably bun, give it a branch name of bun, and we'll see what happens. So it doesn't like this. Astro TS configs strict. So that would be one thing to get rid of. Server is being restarted or closed. Request is outdated. All right, so then this is kind of where we start, isn't it? So the Astro should pop up first. Okay, so no one's run into this yet. I might be the first one. Look at this. We are using emerging technology today, folks. So I don't know how far we'll get here if this doesn't actually play nice. We can try just a build script first, but I am a little worried if tsconfig isn't found. Yeah, I've seen these before, but man, 4 seconds, how about that? 4 seconds is much faster than the default build time. So if we do like PM run build, we go from 4 seconds to, look, we're not even getting to the main step. So 4 to 7, that's like half almost with an exit code. So there's something going on here where this didn't even, oh yeah, sharp. Why didn't it find sharp? Okay. Yes, but this is my main concern, is that I may need to upgrade Astro to the latest versions. Let's try that first and see if that fixes our problem. So we're going to say bun up install. Is that? Yeah. So bun install Astro latest. Woof. So quick. So we will try this again. And let's see if this works any. Let's close that. We'll close that. We'll close that. Let's see if we can get this to play nice. All right, so now it doesn't even start. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's go to that. All right. So it might just be, do we have the images? Sitemap, RSS, Netlify, MDX. That's not it. Astro latest. Why would this not play nice? So it's not even starting, which is the problem. So this is Vite. So there's something going on where it's not honoring the bun runtime. So we also don't know if the build is successful. I do know the build started, but I don't know if it actually created a successful version of the site. So let's see, bun run dev, environmental variables. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Add SSR, we're not using SSR. Here's an official resource. So my only thought right now is I could sort of swap out all of the contents of this guy. So we've got this like sample project. And my only thought right now is that like we could take these and swap them out and see like what happens. I could also, let's just try running this project. Bun, what is it? Bun, -- bun Astro dev. See, they have the same error. So it clearly isn't light mode, thanks. We've got different background images too, which is kind of fun. We could switch to dark mode. I guess it's in the evening now. I don't know why my computer didn't auto switch. It usually does. I don't need this either. Okay, so their sample project isn't even working. Run dev. What if I do that? Nope. So we'll do node, use 18, run dev. So this one works, but I don't know if I'm actually using bun as a runtime if I'm not passing the flag as the documentation explains. So bun run. This is the important step here. Oh, here's this template. Well, I thought we ran this. Create Astro. This is his template. So let's look at his TS config. So yeah, so see, this is our way of extending projects. Now, the way extends works is it can inherit packages. So that's the problem. That's what it's not doing. I would have expected it to look in the Astro package and then the TS configs and then strict. But I don't think it just would straight up not work if bun. See if anyone else sees this issue. Nope. Bun publishes the bun types packages containing the runtime types for bun. You add it, and then you add the package to there. Yes, this is absolutely what we want, but it doesn't work. Well, we do have our dist. Maybe we'll try that. So this would test if my build was helpful and successful. So we can always, should be 4, 3, 2, 1. So again, this is showing, but the images don't load. And the paths don't load. So clearly something is up. If I do npm run preview, we're going to get not found. Okay, so this doesn't work. That's where we're at. I guess the fun of being a programmer is deciding how much time you want to spend trying to debug something like this. We probably could go to Discord and ask people like, hey, what's working for you, what's not? But we can try this too. We can, let's kill that. So this is bun run, what is it, dev, build, run build. So the same issue, no content directory found, skipping, output target static. So now we will bun run preview. And let's see, is this gonna have more than one route? It's not super helpful. Pages, I guess we'll call this post.page, and we will build and preview. It's really fast. I mean, look how fast this is. Post. Okay, so this one can render more than one route on the preview. So doesn't even mention bun in the source code yet. So we're like the first ones to do this. Let's see. So Astro config, package JSON. I guess we're just gonna start with this. I want, oh, that, and we will bun I. Woof, it's quick. I have a lot of plugins here, so I don't know if all the plugins are going to play nice. I could bun I Astro.js GX latest Astro.js.Netlify latest React latest RSS latest. Man, I got so many. Sitemap latest, Tailwind latest. Golly. Okay, so Netlify had an update. Tailwind is updated. PM bun. I keep wanting to do that. I'm so used to PM. In fact, we can start doing some useful things. So for those that are curious, I use fish, and I currently have BI for brew install. And so I don't know if I want to like, maybe I want to do like bun install. Maybe we'll play around with that. Oh, check this out. So this background, I used an image AI tool to generate it. It's like I asked it to give me some like Star Wars concept art, and this is what it spit out. So that was kind of fun. So let's see, we'll give that a, yeah, that'll work. BNI feels nice. Astro auto import latest. React latest. And then my dev dependencies, is there anything important here that needs to be updated? So I do have Vite here. I wonder if I need to remove it. Maybe if I remove it, it will help us do what we need to do. Yeah, okay, that feels maybe important. So then we will try again. So it's bun Astro build, same error. It took about the same time. Dev 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, so we got a question from default while we're here. Oh, not default, George. Yeah, so I'm using LazyVim. I'm using LazyVim for my setup. But not only that, actually, let's just go to plugins. So I have a lot of plugins. So these are all either specific things I've overwritten on LazyVim or I've added to. So there's quite a bit here. If we do in Vim, we're going to see I have over 100 plugins, so I've gotten pretty crazy with it. But it's working super well for me. In this case, if I want to, like, I don't know, like code window is a great one, code window. This is all it takes, these 24 lines. When I create plugin files in the plugin directory, so here under NVim Lua plugins, anytime I add a new file to here, it automatically knows that it's a new plugin and it installs it automatically when I open Vim. So that makes it very quick and seamless. And I really like the lazy Vim, the lazy.invim package manager. I like the way that it works. And so I'm able to very easily configure things and customize them to my needs. Yeah, so that's what I'm using. Yeah, lazy Vim's the way to go. If you're not using it yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend you make the effort to switch, because it will speed a lot of things up. Good question. So why isn't this working? That is the question now. So it's one of those things that, like, bun and images don't work. So, like, maybe we start there. So if we go to, do we still have it open? Yes. We just say, like, bun images, sharp error. So they're using bun PMLS, interesting. So I guess that's something you can run to view your packages. PM package manager probably. Seems like Sharp doesn't support bun really well yet, or the reverse, not sure. Either way, it's unrelated to us specifically. Yeah, so I mean, that's the concern, right? We could use a different image service. That makes sense. So I could switch to Squoosh temporarily, I guess, but I wanted to, I really wanted to get this working. So let's try to do that. So this is Squoosh image service that comes from Astro. So let's just give that a go. Let's get out of there. So Astro config. So here, Squoosh. What is this? Squoosh image service. What is Squoosh? I know, right? That's the question. What is Squoosh? And then it says that we can, I'll add it to my dictionary. All right, so then, nope, we're gonna bun. Squoosh is the tool that transforms images, and it's a node-based project to my recollection. So Sharp is a very node-specific thing. So maybe we need to upgrade Sharp. Maybe we should try going to Sharp. So the person that was talking here didn't mention it, and I'm actually going to actually mark this one as something useful. But let's just go to Sharp, npm Sharp. Take me to Sharp, please. So maybe people are already talking about bun. Support for bun, please. So due to the lack of custom scripts, bun install is currently not compatible. The bun runtime is already compatible with Sharp. Is it? So people have been working on this. So story time. We'll close this. So it's quick story time. I'm going to tell a story. We can switch over here. Okay. So when I first bought the very first I bought the first Mac Mini M1, like the very first M series chip when it came out. Sharp was not, they were not a fan of Sharp. Like, or the Sharp team wasn't ready for the architecture change at all. And so these M series chips, which if you're not sure, they use the ARM architecture instead of like Intel chips, which is what most devs were using before. It became this huge issue, and like Sharp didn't work at all. There's nothing you could do about it. If you were trying to do anything with Sharp on your computer on an M series chip, you were just out of luck for like probably multiple weeks. They started scrambling when these products started shipping. I was sort of laughing, but I kind of needed it at the same time. Thankfully, at the time, I had a gaming PC, and kind of a fun little workflow back then was I would just SSH into the gaming machine and like use Tmux on it. And so it off of the Mac. So it kind of felt like I was still off of the Mac doing Mac things. But I was using a different computer to do all the computing. And that was a mess. And since then, we've had a lot of Docker issues. So if you have an M series chip, thankfully it's been, I don't know, 2 years, give or take. And it's gotten a lot better, but it was not great for quite a while. But what do they have to say? Does this work? Does this not work? Oh, you know what it might be though? The actual step of bun install will install Sharp dependencies, right? And so that's probably the step that didn't go right. Can I use Sharp? Please see that. Oh, that's what they linked to. Do not use bun for party kit. Okay, so party kit's gonna say, don't do that. This will be dependent on our other issue. Oh man, you got a chip right, you got an Intel Mac right before, huh? I actually have upgraded multiple times. Thankfully, I have, I guess, enough income that I can afford to get a new computer, but I got M2 Max recently, which is the fastest chip that they put in a MacBook Pro. So that's been great, especially for streaming. I mean, you guys get to see this stuff instantly. So this is, for those that don't know, Nappy, this is probably some specific nodes, like a node specific API stuff that the Bun team hasn't fully implemented. So let's try Squoosh. I guess, do I have to install Squoosh? I like saying that, Squoosh. Squoosh. Oh, it's a Chrome lab team thing. That's cool. I've actually not spent much time with it. Okay, so it's just a tool. I think we probably will npm install it. Squoosh. Is there like a package for this? Let's just see what happens when we run it. All right, so we'll go back here and Sharp doesn't work. So we just delete it. Squoosh. Yeah, so Squoosh isn't there. We'll just bun install Squoosh latest. I can't tell what I'm supposed to do with npm.js Squoosh. 2 years ago, that's not good. Squoosh lib, 8 months ago. I kind of want to try clean. No, what was it? I want to kind of like wipe it and let it reinstall and see what happens. Well, let's see. All right, so let's just imagine for a second that this is the path we want to go. We want to change to a different service. So now we're using Squoosh under the hood. Maybe it'll automatically detect it. Oh no, wait, I need bun Astro dev. I'm sure I'll alias this at some point. Let's 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay. Squoosh is working. Squoosh is working. Let's go. All right. So I guess I can play around with this now. Let's see. I'm going to actually turn my reduced. If you guys remember, we set up my transition API. Let's go. All right. So this is working fine. I'm getting what I'm expecting here. Let's figure out if it can build. So now it's like bun Astro build. This has got to be an issue already. Could not locate the resource. There could be compiler options that need to change. So that's one thing to think about. Maybe I'll think about that. Do I want to compare? So this is the TS config. Oh, we already saw that issue earlier, right? In the other project. It's just not able to resolve the TypeScript rules. Create Astro always. It's gonna be one of those like bun Astro config strict. Yes. I'm not thinking anyone's figured this out yet. Okay, so we're checking in real quick. I'm just checking up on you guys. All right, so conceal levels. Interesting. You'll have to tell me more about that. But we know it's not sharp because sharp didn't work. First of all, sharp didn't work at all, and the Astro config file. So we have Astro config. This file, we overwrote the image service to manually ask for Squoosh instead of sharp. So we're saying, please use Squoosh. We don't want to use sharp. So that's our way of overwriting it here. And it actually loaded my site. So that's how we know. All right, but I say we just try to run it. So we know it's doing its thing. If we go here and we do bun Astro build, we're seeing this error, which I could just, I guess, get rid of this altogether. But if we open the dist folder under, it should be what, public? Or do they put it, oh, posts, that needs to be more than that. Pages, posts, guides. There we go, there's all the images. So they live in the dist folder. So maybe we get rid of that and we try again. Which I am realizing now that you guys probably want to see that. Would you like to see that? Maybe you do. All right, so then we'll open again. There's our images. It's only showing me these 4 posts. That's weird to me. Pages, posts, guides, categories. Oh, there you go. That's why. It chunkifies them. Interesting chunks. I don't know if you guys spend a lot of time in build files, but it is, I think, a good idea to play around with at least. All right, so let's do it. What are we at? We got 45 minutes in, not too bad. So then let's mess with this. Let's go ahead and commit this. We know that it works. Squoosh. So we will swap PNPM for bun. We got. I'll probably just stash this for now. Docs update. Now there's more steps, unfortunately. We're not done. We got some more time here together. That is that. So this guy, you've probably seen this name before on the internet. I will give him a follow. He's pretty popular. I'll give him a follow. Let's go. He found a way. Basically, he created script build.sh. So that's on his build script. So we're gonna play around with this. So let's kill that. Let's open our Netlify toml. So I am now doing this because I specifically want to run a migration on Prisma before I build. And this is, he's now doing this functions, command. I guess we can, and then npm flags, apparently, if you build.environment, yeah, so I'm already doing that. Everything else is set up all right. He has a script, which I'm fine with that. So I might already have a script. Do I already have a script? No. Scripts. Let's just make a scripts folder and let's create a build.sh. And we can just take the raw contents of this. He basically just installs bash, he uses bash to install bun. He sets it to the path and then he's able to run it. So that's all I need to do. But we need to bun install. I don't know about caching. We'll be curious to find out what caching can do. Maybe we can implement our own version of it. So we're gonna migrate dev. We're gonna build. This is actually cleaner, in my opinion. I think this is cleaner than what I was doing here. So we're gonna build. How cool is this though? I get autocomplete with the contents of the file. I think that's pretty sweet. I think that's it. So that's all I need to do. Now we'll just add that feature. Add Netlify bun support for Netlify deploy. Let's just, I probably need to chmod. Make it executable. Make build script. executable. And then let's run it. Oh, wait, hold on. Scripts. Let's run it this way. Build. Sweet. We'll do some RSS work later. And we will push. And let's just see what happens. Oh. Here we go. So my build script will work. It will skip installing because that's that flag that we added. It will extract cache. So my question will be, does Bun store packages to cache? And if so, where do those get put? Because if they do, we can speed this up even more. Here we go. So it's going to install Bun, add it to the path, install dependencies, and fail. All right, let's find out why. File not found, tsconfig JSON extends. Oh, this actually causes it to fail. So they called it an error here, but when we looked at it here, it just says warn. All right, so I got an idea. I have an idea for now. This isn't my best idea, but we'll see what happens. Node modules, Astro. tsconfigs. What did we call this? tsconfig strict. So this is strict. It extends. I mean, we could just take this stuff and grab it, is my thought. Schema, base, compiler options, strict. Okay, so that's why does this happen? So I could just this is his project, this is my project. I could just put these things in for now and then report it. tsconfig. All right, so rather than doing this, we can just say, okay, hey, this is a schema. These are the compiler options. I know this isn't great. We can get rid of that. There's no duplicates, that's good. And then I think strict is just literally like strict true. So that strict true. And that's it. That's all that this is. So if we were to go back, build, we shouldn't get the error, and it should be the proper, all the proper stuff. Script Astro exited. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. It's not exported. See, I've looked into this. These things are exported. Build complete. Script Astro exited with code 11. Oh, it is like being killed partway through the page post deployment. So maybe it is this. Shicky lines. I never know how to say that. Shicky. So they're claiming that line 3, these types aren't being exported. Maybe I need to do that. Oh. Maybe they're only type exports. Okay, well that's better. And then copy button args. Oh, this is blocks. Yeah, that's a type. So maybe it's like this, a type export. And then type, const. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll say that these are type exports, and this one isn't. I probably should have done this already, but it's just... Yo, Travis, what's going on, man? Travis is here, everybody. Oh, default, you like how my JSON files hide? It's just something to do with the LSP. But it's still, okay, look at this. So it's crashing, but it's not saying why it's crashing. Maybe I have to fix this warning. Passing the glob results directly has been deprecated. Please migrate to pages glob. I mean, I could try that, I guess. So this is the items. So you don't do that anymore. You do this. You await this. Can I await it, or does this have to be an async function? Yeah, so Travis is wondering where I'm streaming. I'm streaming on LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitch. So we've got people from all over watching, which is fun. I use an app called StreamYard, so I only have to do this once. And I can stream to everywhere. I can change my background images too. This has been kind of fun. Okay, so is that what it's complaining about? Ah, well, there we go. Marker type order. Is the const. Yeah, so that guy import from, so that would mess it up, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I haven't talked about it yet much, but this is called WesTerm. So WesTerm lets me put images in the background of the terminal, so I don't have to deal with, at this point, I only have one desktop now, and everything is stacked on one desktop. So it's very simple. But I have always really liked the sort of background to the editor. That's something that I prefer. Sweet, this actually worked. So I'm gonna call this fix typing problems. And we're gonna say fix TS config by copying Astro TS configs, Astro settings, options. Yeah, man, it's all live. So they're asking about, actually, I go wes term. So here's my wes term folder, and I've done everything. I actually get to use Lua. So let's talk about this for a second while we wait for the deployment. Wes term is configurable with Lua, which is the same program that you configure Neovim with. So I'm getting pretty good at Lua now. Like, I know my way around it. And so this whole like getting a random wallpaper thing is just me looking at a directory on my computer using a random entry function that does a little bit of math.random based off of the number of items in the folder, and it just grabs it. But I'm going to blow your guys' mind right now. You can add animations. So this is my dark mode. It's the same images, but you can layer them. So I've layered an image, and then I've layered a black transparency to it. And then in this case, I've added a GIF, and I've set a specific speed dimension to it. Shout out to my buddy Nick Nisi. I actually ripped this off of his dot files. But this is actually really cool. This I can get behind. But I usually do dark mode, so that was a really cool benefit. It is a little excessive, sure, sure, but it's kind of cool. The fact that you can do this is interesting to me. But anyway, for those that know me and have seen my other videos, like I like macOS key bindings. So you can do all of that. So you can just say, hey, I want Command Shift this to do Control B in, which is how to get to the next. If there's more than one window up here, you can say like, I want to switch back and forth. And then I created a Lua function and I simplified it down. So now I can say like, hey, if I do Command tmux key, if I do Command 1, it will do tmux prefix 1. And so you can see I can repeat that here. So if I do E, it does double quotes. If I do N, it does this. If I do G, it does G. If I do K, it does capital T, which is my Smart Session Manager. And so this was super simple to set up. And all this is Lua. So I'm saying, hey, I want to send multiple commands. So I've just sort of done a little bit of hierarchy here. And so the key table is a mod, a key, and an action. And then I have the command key lets me pass a key and an action specifically. And then finally, the tmux specific one lets me send multiple commands, which always is prefixed with the prefix. So Control B and then my tmux key. So using Lua was great. And I hope to figure out how to add imports so that I can break these up into multiple files. And then this, what you didn't notice behind the scenes, we're gonna brace yourself. We're gonna switch back. My code editor Neovim needs to switch to a different background. Otherwise, things will go wrong, right? The colors will be off. Same with the terminal colors. These need to be darker because it's on a light background. And then if we reverse it, dark, these need to be lighter. And if we go back to Vim, like these colors have to be darker. They have to be lighter on the dark mode and they have to be darker in the light mode, right? Otherwise, it just looks really bad. And so I was able to achieve all that with, basically what happens is the appearance, we can set the color scheme. So I use Capuchin. So Capuchin Mocha is for dark mode. And then for non-dark mode, light mode, we use Capuchin Latte. And so Latte, these are the colors for the terminal. And then plugins, dark notify, yes. So how did I get this working? It is definitely working. Capuchin. There's some magic here. Dark notify, dark. It works. That's what I know. The question is, why? How does this part work? Mocha, flavor mocha. You're supposed to be able to swap these. And it is currently working. I don't remember if I do something in WesTerm to do this. This must be it. This might be it. I set an environmental variable. Oh yeah, it could be an auto command. But that's what I was looking for. Mocha, Capuchin. No, I think it might be this theme flavor. So when I set this environmental variable, it swaps. It swaps based off of dark notify. Here, look, dark notify. So that's a good question. Well, you know what? If one day I actually create a blog post about this, I will be. I'll try to be more helpful in describing it. I think, yeah. I think what you're saying is right. I think that this whole environmental variable theme flavor is what's being looked for. Possibly. Capuchin. It might be theme flavor. I don't know. I'm glad it's working now. And if it ever stops working, I'll have to readjust what's going on. Let's see. What are the chances that this is working? All right, so it's still failing. Let's take a look. So that was my little WesTerm rant. Come on, Netlify. You couldn't deploy your site. Yes, tell me why. Oh. This is new. So the bun runtime is like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you using this new runtime in this environment? So my guess is that they have not dealt with Prisma. So no Prisma here, so I'm the first one that gets to deal with this. Function YAML safe load is removed in JS YAML 4. So what? We'll close this. We'll go to Prisma. Prisma client. Maybe I'll say pm. We got two pieces of Prisma, so we have, look at me, I'm still doing it. Prisma latest and Prisma client latest. So this is 5.3.0. Oh man, we're at a whole other release. So we will upgrade Prisma to the latest. Yeah, this definitely is like more obvious. You can like desaturate colors as well. So that's something that I can definitely play with. I can change the level of darkness as well. So we'll see. But for those that were still wondering, like the fact that I have one desktop now is amazing. But I still get my cool, fancy looking background, image while coding, which I really like. I've also been using Stage Manager some. So this won't be perfect, but Stage Manager is this cool new thing. Which let me put you guys back over here. So Stage Manager will put everything in the side, which, oof, we're gonna do that and that. So I've been liking Stage Manager. So it lets you switch between windows like this, and it like puts one in place and when you go to switch. So that's been pretty cool. And so now I'm a one desktop guy. I have a second monitor for streaming, but like here, whatever's open shows up here on the sidebar. And when I switch items like this, you can see that it like, I usually reduce animation so that this is instantaneous, but it's been pretty good. All right, let's see what happens. The button people are already talking about it. This ticket was old. So this is just like upgrading JS YAML. But who's using, the question now is like, who's using it? Who's using JS YAML? So you can't read bun PM ls. These are the flat. Can I do like depth 2? I don't know, you guys. I don't know how to read. Packages of packages. Well, we know it's Prisma, don't we? Because this is where it fails. But my build script, Prisma migrate, PM bunx, Prisma migrate dev. That works. That also works. So what's up? Why is it failing here? We know that we're using I think I'm going to do bunx, right? Bunx, yeah. So we can use bunx to figure this out. Let's just try it. Fix use bunx for Prisma migrate. So when we run bunx, it will download all the right things in the right place. Yes, I do use Space Launcher. That is how I'm getting back and forth. I'm always getting exactly to the thing that I want. Yes. So Space Launcher, for those that don't know, is a very, very handy macOS app that lets you hold the space bar. And when you hold it for a delay, like you hold it for a certain period of time, for me, it's like 0.2 of a second. And then I hit a letter, I can open a specific application. Extremely helpful. It just lives in the background. And so I have all sorts of ones set up, and you can see that I used to be able to sort by usage. Did they get rid of this feature? Maybe they did. But yes, most of my primary apps are WASD. So A and W are Alacrity. It used to be Alacrity, so I've just kept the muscle memory. And then W is web. So super helpful. Probably the same error. Bunx command not found. Oh, interesting. So cd opt which bunx. So bunx gets installed as a binary, but .bun bin, I guess we can ls opt build home bun bin. Oh, let's reword that. Just give that a chore. What is this? By default, I haven't talked about this yet, but I'm not using Yabai anymore. The like auto formatting window thing. I've used Raycast now. So Raycast has some window management options, and I've just bound these to Alt keys. So like Alt F to maximize, Alt N to move to the next desktop. And so it's a lot simpler, and I didn't have to disable system integrity or anything like that. So when I bought this new computer, that's what I did. So they want you to do this. Maybe I will do this. It only, yeah, look at that, bunx isn't here. So this is the ls command, and it's bunx isn't there. So that might be like a bunny trail. We might be going out of our way to. Dark mode. Oh, my fingers are broken right now. Bunx. I think I might follow what they're saying here. So maybe it's bunx. Fix, create. Oh, let's get rid of that. Fix, use bunx instead. I'm still not sure if this is actually going to fix my problem, but all right, so that helped us. We'll leave that open. Maybe we'll specify bun. Is good old Google going to be more accurate? Sometimes Google's results are better. Yeah, so that's my concern, is in general, this error, if I upgrade, Prisma is going to have to change what they're doing, right? I do need this to, it doesn't like me I keep pushing more Netlify builds. You can do it. You can do it, Netlify. Oh. I feel like we're close. I'm not sure why Prisma would be that different. So we are using node 1817. Yeah, so he keeps crashing. Probably the same reason. Non-zero exit code. Command failed. Generating. Skip generate to skip generators. Oh. So now it's an even less specific error. Command failed. So it's just like, oh, sorry, it just threw an exit code. That's a bummer. Okay, so Prisma, bun, Netlify. What happens if these three words? Bun. Well, that's going to be bundle. Bun. And it may be one of those things that, like, maybe we try Vercel and we just see what happens, because Vercel's going to probably work. And we've also got this binary targets, which is something worth noting. I did think about this as well. So in the Prisma schema, you can specify binary targets. So here I'm doing native Darwin, Debian Open SSL. So this was something I had done in the past in order to get Netlify working in the first place. So the question is, does this need to change? I'm kind of living on the side of, like, that this needs to just be the way it is. Kind of want as well to do what the script is saying. Uninstall. Is this curl command the same one that they recommend here? Yeah, it looks like it. Docker. Upgrading. Canary. I don't know. Maybe we go back to the previous error. Drop on X. I mean, thankfully the dev cycle is fairly quick right now. Let's just pin this. So my guess is it's just an environment problem. Now, if we're looking at the Prism schema, it's doing its own thing with YAML. I don't really know, because maybe it's reading the Prisma. Maybe the Prisma file is doing something related to YAML under the hood. Because I do have Netlify's a TOML file, so it's not that. But look at that. 3 seconds, there's no caching that I'm aware of, so that's pretty crazy. So it's saying generated Prisma client successfully. So maybe that's something we just need to ignore for this at this point. So we can look at Astro, GitHub, Astro, go back to the issues. And no one's talking about that yet. One thing we could do is we could deploy it with the Netlify CLI and see if that works. I forget the exact steps. I don't really do it that way very often. But that could be like a workaround to be like, hey, week 1, Bun 1.0, we deployed it. But yeah, it looks like it's the Astro build. Well, we can figure it out. I mean, I'm a pretty patient guy. Use YAML load instead. Okay, so that they're just saying like the Astro build step is doing something related to YAML, and it is recommending oh, but look, Astro build. Hey, there's one issue. Okay, so we can't do it that way. Did I not fix the script? Am I just being dumb? Astro build. I know this feels like maybe it's not that different, Josh, but I don't know, maybe it isn't. Because what we're doing in package.json is we're doing Astro build, but so far all of today I've been calling the Astro commands directly. So let's fix run Astro build directly in build script. That's one guess. Because maybe it's like, okay, let's start as Bun, and then, okay, now you're running an NPM script, so let's use NPM, and then that just like, it just figures something else out. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna change it. Maybe. So I know some of you have stuck around quite a bit. You've been on a lot of my streams. This is your chance as we try to work through this. Are there any topics that you want me to talk about? Because I have some YouTube content coming, but I'm not sure exactly what I want to cover next in the next, sometime coming soon. So I'm just curious if any of you have suggestions. All right, how about Bun Prisma? Bun? Bundled. Bun? I kind of want to try Vercel because it should only take a couple minutes. And I think that they auto detect. So Vercel's the new, let's just try it, Vercel. Let's just see what happens. Oh no. Vercel. Let's log in. Oh, single sign-on. There we go. So there's my old site. Maybe we reattach it, connect Git, GitHub. Let's configure it. So I should be able to add my site, save, give it another go, connect, It is a bun app, and Vercel has claimed that, hey, we will work with protected branch main, because they have a fairly generous deployments. All right, so let's like, I don't know, do we need to like my pull requests? Oh wait, hold on. Do I need to like enable it? Settings, get pull request comments. Do I, what do I do? Framework preset, Astro. Let's just do that. Save, project settings, production overrides, framework. I might have to like create a new one, but we'll see. Sometimes you have to close the pull request and reopen it. Come on, Vercel, do your magic. We want 18, please. Look at my old website. This is what it used to look like. I used to be able to switch between light and dark mode and the picture changed. That was fun. So my site's changed some since then, but it still feels similar. All right. Come on. Integrations, Git. Maybe it won't be easy. I thought it would be. But yes, my functions won't really be the same. Deploy, protection, security. Okay, so we have a vote for more Lua code. Yeah, I can definitely talk more about Lua. I was playing around with, you can make video games with Lua too. So I was like, oh, hey, like maybe I'll dabble with video game coding one day soon. That would be fun. Weird. This is an old Git repo. Probably should protect my main branch. Okay. I'm not sure. I may have to reach out to some people and figure out why it would be failing. On Netlify. So I could talk to the Netlify team, I could talk to the Astro team, probably the Astro team, or I could talk to the Bun team. So they're saying you just upgrade. Yeah, but if you upgrade when using Webpack, right? So this person was using Webpack on, this is some Kubernetes client, and it failed. Well, so the video game stuff was Lua. This guy has a project called Legend of Lua, and Legend of Lua runs off of Love 2D. So Love 2D is just a framework to build your own game. So it's not a, you don't build like stuff off of another game, you can create your own game. I actually have Legend of Lua here. And I forget what the command is you run to start it. What is it? Love. No. But check this out. This is his game. And it's this little like top-down game. And so He's only open sourced. He's only open sourced like a very basic version of this. But he's a cool guy. I like watching his TikToks and some of his other videos. He has a YouTube channel too. So shout out to Kyle. He's got a YouTube channel and he talks about Lua and games. And he's currently on his way to working this game out completely and making it a viable game. He's done lots of cool things with it. So if you want Lua and video games content, check him out. I don't know if I'll become a game dev person, but it's been cool to see how that kind of stuff works. All right, we'll close that. And I don't know if I need to call it a day soon or if I need to just keep trying, but it appears to me that the Astro build command, okay, so now it's not even running Astro build with bun. That's interesting. I'll just verify that my script did what I think it's going to do. Echo. Bun with build Astro with bun, please. Please. All right, so add goes to verify script. Let's see, when he did it, his build script is run build, and then his package script is so he's doing the same thing, but he's running the build script. Like the build script is being fired in here. So bun, run, build. So that's fine. Install. Yeah, so bun, run, Astro. Yeah, so I am running it as you would expect it to be ran, but something about JS YAML, let's find out, is removed in JS YAML 4. So the question now is if we look at the Astro script, Astro, let's just do our digging, which we can actually look at the lock file. This PNPM lock files are actually pretty easy to read. JS YAML, and we're using JS YAML 4, and we're using JS YAML 4 types. Yeah, so JS YAML 4 is being used, and I think our issue was related to that, right? Is removed in JS YAML 4. But why would it only crash in production? And we are doing bun install. See, we're doing bun install. So bun install is installing Astro. Maybe it's because I'm not installing. Yeah, I'm installing Astro 3.13. And if we bun pmls, we've got Astro 3.0.13. please. Index.js 10. So let's just go to that file. I mean, why not, right? So node modules, JS YAML. What did we say? Index.js and line 10. Renamed. So rename's being fired. But why would it be fired here, but not on my machine? That is the question. So that means that we're using renamed is going to be called safe load. Oh, I see. Safe load all, safe dump. Did it say which one it was? Safe load. So safe load has been changed from safe load to load. And they don't want this, I see. So safe load became load. Is load mentioned? Yeah, load is here. Now we're in the weeds, if we weren't before. Yeah, that's my thought too. We could cat it, but would we just cat this file? Because the file is, from all I can tell, it's the same. So here's our stack trace. Node modules, JS YAML, and then node modules load YAML file, and then load YAML file is calling it. So that's where we need to worry. So load YAML file, we go here, let's take a look. Load YAML file is 020, but JS YAML is version 3. So there's our first issue. Look at that. We found it. So maybe we look a little bit closer at this. 021 and what? 021, we got a 1.0. But they made breaking changes. But that's fine. I don't mind breaking changes. I just don't, I'm not sure why it would break in one place but not the other. So we could just, I guess, force this to be updated. I haven't done any Astro development yet, but I definitely could make a pull request and create a patch for this specific problem if that's really what's wrong. Upgrading to JS4, yeah. So maybe I look at the latest, how to read binary, bun install lock. I guess I need to know more about this. I can diff it, sure. I can do things without that. Oh, interesting. You could like add a yarn lock file to it. It saves a lot more data than what is typically inside lock files. So it may not even be, it might not be fun to read. So, okay. All right, so then we'll just like see what happens if I load YAML file. So load YAML file is the current culprit. Let's just get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Load YAML file 02. So who's calling it? Who's calling it? That's my question. So we were reading the dependencies like in reverse, not in reverse, but like we were looking at a package that was being dependent on another package. So if we took a look at this again, we're going to see like, okay, this is the guy that's complaining because this is the guy that's being called. And load YAML file index.js does safe load. So that clearly is a problem. Oh, look at this chat. This is being determined based off of some sort of cache. The type definition is being returned here. So maybe types.js YAML needs to be installed. Maybe I do use the yarn lock file, huh? Yeah, so my thought is maybe something locally is resolving dependencies differently than production. Because 9 is doing safe load. Wait, does it say 9? 9 and 10. Yeah, but 10. Yep. So this is the file worth echoing. We were talking about echoing files. Let's cat this guy. Let's do a little. Did you guys think we would be debugging? Oh, that's not gonna work. All right. Build. All right, so the idea is we could cat this guy. We can cat package JSON. This would be interesting. Debug, cat, build, dependencies. I wish I could like SSH into these machines. I thought there might have been a way, but that would be way better. Just to be deploy settings. What is this copy? Copy what? Oh, the logs. Okay. But like if I could keep the machine running, this is how I would do it if I was in my day job, right? I would keep it running. And then I would SSH into this machine and I would do some debugging. But this is interesting. I mean, this is a problem we have to face, right? So I wish Netlify would pay me, right? So we're doing read file. What were we talking about it being? I guess we go back. It was what? Safe load, right? Safe load is what we need to look for. Here's the latest one. So JSYAML 3, we all see it. That's JSYAML 3. That's definitely JSYAML 3. So JSYAML 3 should be resolved here, and Bun is not doing its job in resolving the correct dependency, is my guess. Because we saw that a newer version of JSYAML was being installed when we listed out the dependencies. Remember? JSYAML. So somehow or other, JSYAML 4 is grabbed by ESLint. So maybe we downgrade ESLint, or maybe we remove ESLint. Did I upgrade ESLint today? I can't remember if I did. So I will say what I have seen with any new package manager I deal with is that node modules in particular are hard because you have dependencies that have dependencies that have dependencies that have dependencies, right? It keeps going, but there can be the same dependency from a specific, like one package uses one version of a dependency, another package uses a different version of the same dependency, and that's, I think, what's happening here. But when I do bun install, I think I need to verify this. Types node, types chroma, package. ESLint is being installed. I'm not seeing all the packages here, which is odd. But like, that's definitely a dev dependency. Yeah, so it all seems all right. All right, so that's the first one. Where's the other file? Here's the other file. JS YAML is doing safe load. So this version is mismatched to the version that's supposed to be installed. So JS, let's just echo that out then. So we need, oh, let's go here. JS YAML. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That's what's going on. This require is doing a bad job and requiring the wrong thing. But when you say wrong one, I mean, you have to think about the dependency resolution with bun. I don't know how that works yet. Today's my very first day even messing with bun. So that's sort of the gap in knowledge for me, is like, well, how does it decide which package it resolves to? Version resolutions, checks for the bun lock file in the project root. Okay, so it looks at the lock file first. So maybe bun's lock file is crap. And maybe something in my machine is doing resolution some other way. Otherwise, scan it for the tree. That includes foods of dependency. If found, use the SEM version. Yeah, but this isn't telling me anything about parent-children dependencies, right? No more type module. I mean, you could say more about that, I guess, but I think if it doesn't find the version, it automatically decides I need to, well, but Astro has a specific version. I'm going to start here. We haven't done this yet, but it's probably a good idea. If ESLint is the only thing going on with the other guy, we could install the version that we want of load. It's what, JS YAML. We could just say like, always install version 3 of JS YAML. Just do that. Don't get version 4. If that's the case, then maybe we can get around this temporarily. But we still would have to deal with ESLints using a different version. Load YAML file. Here we go. So this guy has a dev dependency. Oh wait, hold on. We're just looking at the version, aren't we? So 4 got installed. 4.1 got installed. And if I go back to here, node modules, JS YAML, we can see 4.0 got installed as well. So load. Usually what ends up happening is we want to look inside of the node modules that is installed locally on the package. So this is node modules, and this guy should be 3.14.1. So that becomes the issue. LCD, let's do that again. Let's JS YAML. Let's look at, we got load, YAML file, node modules, JS YAML. So this is the guy. This is the guy that, let's just bat it. He gets installed as 3.14.1. Yeah, I'd have to move around some of my dependencies because technically in order to build, I have to use dev dependencies. So maybe that's not the most accurate. So now the question becomes like, if I just copy this and we could update this. So now this guy, if he doesn't exist, that's our problem. For sure, that's our problem. So debug, and if it's the right version, then we do have a resolution issue. Cat load YAML files, JS YAML package. So it's my guess that this will probably be the right version, which means the require inside of our code isn't resolving to the local node module package. So there's some, it's still going to be some dependency resolution issue. I mean, we know that that's what's wrong. Just haven't found the underlying cause yet. Now I am mindful of, we're doing bun install. We're using the same version of Node. And then we're using, what is this, bun? All right, so it's gonna crap out. No such file or directory. Right, so there you go. So this load YAML file, it didn't install what we thought. So that means that I am going to take a guess here that our dependencies aren't all being installed. So I may need to add a flag. We should definitely be doing this, shouldn't we? I kind of want to know what dry run does. Is it going to tell me JS load? No. Boy, there's a lot here, isn't there? Let's try the lock file. I always do this in production, so that should already be happening. And there, you may be onto something about the production dependencies. Maybe this is being passed in automatically, but let's baby steps. Frozen lock file. And then is there like no production? I probably need to fix my packages so that they don't install dev dependencies on CI. Use frozen lock file. You know, you never think about that stuff because like PNPM, when it's in the test environment, there's something about when it's in CI, like I think PNPM automatically knows, hey, I need to use a lock file because there's a lock file here. Or it's maybe it's default behavior. Like, hey, I'm going to use the lock file and I'm going to install only what you've asked for. So PNPM has sort of this better way of doing it, in my opinion. Yeah, let's try it. So we got some very helpful tips here. Thank you. Let's give this a go. I like what you're thinking about. RMRF, node modules, goodbye. Install production. And then we do bun Astro build. And we would see that error. Attempting to assign to read-only prop. Okay, well, that's a different issue. But potentially enlightening, right? It's like, hey, maybe there is something to this. Okay, so let's just say that that's the bigger issue. So that means Prisma definitely needs to be here. Sort. Prisma needs to be here. By test no. View compiler. Why do I have this in here? I'm not using view yet. Everything related to Tailwind. Yes. We'll sort these later. By node cross them, vimws, Netlify. Prettier Sass. Why is Sass installed? TypeScript definitely. Tailwind. All right, let's see. Is anything new shown up for us? Did we get the same error or did we get a new error? No such file or directory still. And we're getting a generic build error. Failed to build site. Publish dist, origin functions, redirects. So it read, this time it read, this looks like the config. Environmental variables. User errors, exit 1. So this is funny though. It has an exit code here, and then down here, it has a different exit code. So I'm like, okay, what's that about? All right, let's get these sorted because I'm a little OCD. Is there actually an issue here? All right. Fine, So it's going to change how it does things. It's going to remove a package I don't think is being used. Let's fix move important deps to production. That is a good question. Very reasonable question. Well, it's saying inside of build.command that it's failing. Oh, so maybe. But the fact that it's not downloading the node module like this, load YAML file node modules, it tells me that Netlify might just be bad at Bun right now. I don't know if I'm going to have the opportunity here to like fully change the way in which Bun interacts with the Netlify virtual machines in the CI environment. Like that's my main concern right now. But I guess we'll find out. Did I push this? Did it fail already? I will say the dev cycle has been quite quick. All right, so now it installed 1377 packages. let's just look at this. Why is it installing more? Here, 1377. This is 1162. So that's weird that it's installing more. There is a chance that I see what you're saying, that the build cat doesn't work. We could ls it, I guess. Fix ls. Load YAML file. We did test that we could run a production build locally and it worked. But I can build on my machine. So that's kind of not helpful right now. I can build on my machine. I can't build on Netlify CI. And so far, it looks like Bun is not doing a proper job installing its dependencies where they need to be. So that's the bummer part right now. So what it's doing is it's saying like, hey, load YAML file should have JS YAML or JS YAML, yeah. It should have that version 3 installed on itself, right? Inside of itself on its own node modules. But what's happening is there aren't any node modules being installed on the specific package. But the fact that it's installing the number that's different than the number that I'm seeing is a red flag to me, for sure. Oh, and check this out. We can go to nerd, window name. Actually, we need to go to dot files. Nerd. And I can, Bun will be a dumpling. Yay. So now we'll turn this on. So now if I run Bun, that number is even bigger. Okay, so now I am not seeing very much consistency. Yeah, and there's no package.json files here. So there's clearly something going on where Bun install doesn't do what it's supposed to right now. That's my best guess. Yeah, because the script is erroring out now sooner. But we get this error back. So that's clearly what's going on. I don't know how to fix it. So I'm gonna submit Netlify. Can I Netlify? I'll probably have to go to the Netlify help desk specifically. Contact. Light mode, oh gosh. I was at a Netlify page earlier. That I'm gonna have to do that. So it's just not capable of installing all of the dependencies in the right place. It does not install peer dependencies by default. Well, that's fine. Run your projects, scripts at the appropriate time. Right, so run project. We could do verbose. We haven't done this yet, but this is kind of the entry point into seeing what happens. So RF node modules. 1766. Hoisted dependencies. Ugh. Every time I see the word hoisted, I get nervous. All right, so we're going to do a verbose install, and we're going to see how these compare. Let's build. I do want to try Vercel, I guess. This is when we decide if it's worth the time, right? Now that we know what's wrong, the question is how to fix it. Debug, add verbose flag on. I must just have something going on with my Vercel. Add bun support. Hey, this is actually running. Finally, bun is used as a package manager at build time only, not at runtime with functions. Got it. So this guy installed its packages, named export not found because the script needs to change. So that's good. I mean, we're on the right path here. So on this project settings, production overrides, project settings, build command, override, scripts build. Actually, let's just fix this. For those that are curious kind of what's going on here, we need to run this step before we build. So my thought is that on my build script, I could just do that for now. It's going to become redundant here. So we're going to fix my run Prisma migrate dev on build script. So now we got it happening in multiple places. Let's go. So this will probably keep failing. Because I mean, we've seen, well, I guess we can check the verbose logs now. I don't need to change that now. This is going to rebuild. It's going to install. It's going to generate. Look at that. It's going to build. So clearly, Vercel being a partner, those that don't know, okay, let's talk about this. So Astro.build. So they recently showcased this in their blog when they announced 3.0. We talked about this a little bit last stream, I think, but do they talk about it in their own? Here we go. Vercel is their official hosting partner. So they kind of want you to do it that way now. Look at all those WebP files doing its thing. So it is, look at this. It's mostly Squoosh's fault. So Squoosh is slower than Sharp, like it just is. We know that statistically, that's why they switched. And it definitely got past that step. So if we take a look at our build script, I'm going to guess one day soon that Netlify is going to say, hey, we support bun, but they haven't officially come out and said that yet. And because of that, I was a little nervous going into our stream today because I was like, I don't know if it'll work. It might not. And clearly, it has not. So I could change vendors if I wanted to. And part of me wants to get, one of the really specific things I got to deal with is, oof, that's a lot. That is a lot of text. Let's see if it'll play nice. So hoisted dependencies are, it's claiming to have hoisted dependencies. If we go back to this, I do have existing cache. So maybe we should have been flushing this cache from the beginning. That is totally fair. Site configuration. Can I search cache? Yeah, we definitely are caching, but I don't know why it would reach for PMPM cache. It wouldn't make sense to me. Oh, building complete. Oh no, that was mean. False alarm. No, that's not mean. Oh, it was just a rendering problem. I think it's blowing up because I put so much on it. So let's look at initializing. The cache is being downloaded. So there's a chance that that's what's being... I don't know why that would be the reason that this doesn't work. 2355, yeah, so that's the same, 3613, 64, and then 13,800, 106. Yeah, so these numbers are the same. But it's clearly not doing its job. It completed. I wonder if it's faster the next time because injected preview comment middleware. You can disable this in your settings. This actually worked. It's static. And we can visit. So this is our preview URL, and this is our site with Vercel. Oh, I don't get my interesting. I wanted my, what is this thing called? Transition API isn't working. Oh. So my transition API doesn't work, which I don't love that. That's annoying. Deployment. Let's try again. I don't know, maybe it's this guy is doing something to be in the way. Disable for session. Okay, so clearly that feature isn't working the same way. Now the question would be, are there console errors? Transition scope, there it is. Yeah, so something's going on. Transition scope. Okay, so my transition scope's there, but the feature doesn't want to work. Interesting. So it just doesn't want to work. So something to explore. Squoosh, shouldn't it be doing something? So I'm not convinced. Well, let's go back. So the default was saying something. I don't know for sure if it's, so let's like bun Astro build. Bun Astro dev. Oh, I have the Prisma. All right, let's try again. Yes, I know. It's so disappointed in me. All right, so let's see. So bun seems to be working fine here. And then if we Astro build, this is probably a Squoosh issue. I might need to install Squoosh locally, so that becomes a new issue. Squoosh, squoosh, squoosh. Dev CLI. So if I wanted to, I can bun I squoosh CLI latest. Bun Astro build. There we go. So that's that. Bun Astro preview. So then that means 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're getting that issue that I saw before where like it doesn't load the images and there are certain paths that just don't work. So the build claims to work, but it skips image generation. That's my best guess, is that it's like, nah, I just won't do images. That's fine. So Astro PM. There you go. So it's not generating images through local bun. You're totally right. I could use my tmux shortcut. Okay, so this should give us a sense then if the preview is going to work or not. And I don't think I need, from what it was saying, bun isn't used for runtime on your application. I remember them mentioning something like that. So that's my guess, is that that's something that I don't need to worry about. The other question is, okay, so it builds in a minute. Is the image generation repeated every time, or is it able to be smart and know, okay, so it's like, oh, hey, we can reuse the cached entry. That's good. Because 6 seconds, that's really fast to do everything. So let's npm run preview. So we'll just run the preview in, yeah, okay, so like boom, yeah, I could totally do that. Open that, posts, yep. So something about Bun's build, it's losing the transition API feature, even in Vercel's land. So that's a disappointment. I mean, that's definitely a bummer. I can probably look it up. So Astro. Guess we'll be the first one to do it. Report bug. Bun building with Bun breaks transition API. Work. When building with Bun, the new transition API to be working anymore. So this is our life now, is just waiting for emerging technology to catch up. I guess we'll use the right terminology. Breaks, view transition. The new view transition API doesn't work on deployment. The local command. All right, so that's it. It has been a while, and this was really fun. I liked exploring this stuff with you guys. I think one day soon that we will see that Netlify will probably officially offer Bun support. It's probably something I would expect a Netlify team member is working on right now. So we could hope that they do that one day. But it's very obvious that not all of Astro's features are supported by Bun, which doesn't surprise me because the view transitions feature is fairly recent. It's a new feature, and with version 3, there's been a lot going on, and they've even talked about here. Maybe we can see if they've already talked about it. These are some of those rough edges that they've warned us about before we got into this. So I'm going to submit some bugs. I'm going to follow up with this stuff. I definitely won't be merging my site with Bun today, and I probably won't switch to Vercel because I don't have enough buy-in that I lose that feature. And what do I gain? Like slightly faster load times? Like I don't know. And with the image generator not working in Bun, I'm not really getting a huge benefit in time because Squoosh image generation there's a lot of images and it takes a while. So this was really fun. This was an experiment. I learned a lot from this, so maybe I'll share some findings on this. But I heard your comments. I'll talk about Lua some more in some upcoming videos. And I will be streaming next week, most likely. So just be on the lookout for that. We'll do something. Maybe we won't do Astro. Maybe we'll do some React code, or I was thinking about working with Svelte some maybe. So we might just try something different on stream. Maybe I'll design something again like we did a few streams back. But this is really fun. Please follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm doing most things, at Josh Badesky. Ooh, new ZSA. And as we decide if we're leaving or not, very cool. New product. I haven't seen this yet. Thank you for letting me know. Low profile. Love it. But it's not wireless. Why won't they go wireless? It's expensive, I guess. So check this out. Speaking of low profile, a little show and tell at the end of the stream, I bought a new keyboard. Oh, let's see, we want this. So I bought a new keyboard. It is low profile. It's Neufie's. So this is a Neufie board. It's low profile, which I really like. Low profile is where it's at. That's what everybody likes nowadays. I just think these are really cool. I did buy mine a few weeks, maybe even a month before they announced version 2. So I didn't know to wait because they hadn't talked about it until after I had bought this one. But I'm happy with it. The new features are nice on the Neufie 2.0, but this is more than what I need it to be. It's fast. It has a really long battery life. But let's see. This is cool. Let's talk about this. Voyager. In fact, let's just go full screen. Stage manager, we'll get rid of that. They got a video. I love their products. If you guys didn't know, I'm on the ZSH People website. They've interviewed me before, so that was fun. It's definitely smaller than the Moonlander. Okay, so she's gonna go to the coffee shop like I do. She's gonna put magnetic feet on, that's cool. And she's gonna bring a laptop stand, that's nice. It's slick, it's definitely slick. The real question is how much is it, right? That's always the question. Laptop friendly, compact, mechanical, built to last, hot swappable, ships in 3 weeks. It's like meant for, yeah, but so this keyboard I just showed you guys, I can place it directly over the MacBook Pro keyboard. So that's been really great. And this is the one I have, for those that don't know, in my day-to-day in the office. See it. Oh, so thin, hot swappable. I like that there's less keys here because I don't use all of the keys. I don't use all the keys. Like I use them for some reasons, but I wouldn't need to if they weren't there. Tented, mounted. So I would probably, I have the, what's it called? Here, you guys want a little preview? Front camera, iPhone. So this is me. So I have the tilt. I have the microphone in between them, which is fun. So that's cool. It's not really one that I would pick up and take with me though, you know? Like I wouldn't decide like, I'm gonna take my Moonlander with me because it's cabled. So it's just not really that useful out on the go, in my opinion. Yeah, dude, this Voyager is really slick. I could definitely see people preferring it. So snapping accessories, carrying like there is a carrying case for the Moonlander too. Oh, magnetic tripod mount. That's actually cool. And I don't know if I showed you guys, but I have 3D printed parts. So default, check this out. I 3D printed this piece. So this is just a piece you print, and then you can put it in place here. And then I have a couple of keycaps too. So these are the edges of the keycaps. It's the same over here. So it mirrors. And then you can see I have some custom colored keycaps that I've just had from the past. But yeah, as I throw you guys around, I'm using my iPhone as an additional camera. For those that don't know, it's a pretty cool feature. Learn by playing. Remapping. I mean, I know all this. Okay. Ooh, are they offering QMK? So that's cool. So I didn't realize. I always use Oryx to modify my keyboard, but it is cool to see that maybe they're going to start playing around with QMK. That's pretty slick. All right. So wireless FAQ. FAQs. Wireless. No results. All right, well, let me know. Default, let me know what you heard about the wireless option, because I don't see it. Oh, here, this FAQ. Shipping, specs, compatibility, warranty, specs. I don't know, man. I don't see anything about wireless. But congrats. I'm always excited for them. ZSA people. We can just look me up. I should show up. Check it out. So I was featured. So if you follow their blog, this is me back in the day. I used to live in a different house a couple years ago, and so this is my old setup with the ultra wide, which I liked. I still got my bullet journal, although I got a new one. Still got my bullet journal. I have a nicer mouse pad now. I have a nicer water bottle now, but it's still kind of the same size. The rock salt lamp, we can still see. I've got my pencil holder. My mom made this stained glass ceramic. Got my crystals. I'm a crystal guy, not a crystal guy, but I like amethyst. Yeah, this is my old office. I really like my new office, but yeah, my layout got some fun little things. My dog. I've got another dog around here now. But yeah, very cool. This is very cool that they released a new keyboard. I probably would get it. Oh, we didn't look at the price. All right, we go black. We go US. Ooh, actually, I would probably do blank because I'm a nerd. Tactile, brown, whites, and reds. So I have white switches. Yeah, totally. I have white switches. They're speed switch. So they're very, very short linear switch. Red might be a good choice. Yeah. So it's definitely an investment. I've got my old Ergodox Easy. That's the one I had before this. And you know, every couple of years is not a bad investment, but it sure does add up. Do they mention wireless here? No. Okay. So they don't want to talk about it, but it's more expensive. It's less reliable. You have to pair a split keyboard, so that gets tricky. But this is a cool product. Definitely excited for them. All right. Well, I think that really is it officially. So thank you guys for being on stream. This was really fun. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but it is the evening here. So I hope you guys have a good afternoon, evening, or night. And I'll see you next week.